A Windows 7 migration is a lot like moving to a new house. Meet Steve. He just purchased a new home and is getting ready to move. Over the years, he has accumulated a lot of things that he has stored in his basement. In order to pack, he needs to sift through everything and figure out what's there, what he's going to take to the new house, and how he's going to get it there. Much like a cluttered basement, an application portfolio can be bloated with redundant, unused, and old applications. Let's take a look at Steve's basement as an example. Steve has discovered he has 3 vacuums, but he only needs 1, so he can get rid of the other 2. Similarly, many application portfolios are bloated with redundant applications. There may be multiple versions of the same applications, or applications that perform the same function. Just like Steve and his vacuums, you may really need only 1. Rationalizing the applications in your portfolio to eliminate redundancy will help reduce the scope of work for your Windows migration. It can also help drive down maintenance and licensing costs. Steve also has a bunch of things in his basement that he hasn't used in a long time. Take his treadmill, for example. Steve forgot he even had one. There's no point of moving it to the new house, as it will take up valuable space and likely still never get used. How many unused applications are in your portfolio? Retiring these applications will further reduce the scope of applications for migration and help create a lean and agile portfolio. As Steve continues cleaning out the basement, he finds some really old stuff, like his Nintendo. He hasn't used it in years now that he has a PlayStation. Furthermore, it won't work with his new TV, even if he wanted to use it. He will add that to the garbage pile. When you take a look at your application portfolio, you will likely find a number of out-of-date applications where support has expired or that may even be end of life. Old applications will most often be incompatible with new platforms, such as Windows 7 or 8. Furthermore, they can pose a serious risk for your organization from an operational point of view. So, it's important to see what you can upgrade or retire in the way of outdated apps. Steve has now decluttered his basement and gotten rid of redundant, unused, and old items. In doing so, he has trimmed down the number of items he has to move to his new home, reducing his costs and moving time. However, Steve had to put in a lot of hours to manually sift through all of the junk in his basement. When it comes to your application portfolio, you can automate the decluttering or rationalization process with a SaaS solution called AppRx. With just a few clicks of the mouse, you can quickly and effortlessly find out which applications in your portfolio are redundant, unused, and out of date. AppRx will also help you to identify application candidates for retirement, replacement, consolidation, and/or upgrade, saving you and your team valuable time from painful remedial works. With his basement all sorted out, Steve can now determine which belongings he can easily pack up and take over to the new house in his car, saving on moving costs. When migrating an application portfolio, you will want to do the same thing. Figure out which are the easy applications to migrate. Using AppRx, you can find out which applications are already supported by the vendor on Windows 7 or 8, and which ones could be compatible if upgraded, reducing overall testing and remediation costs. All that Steve has left now are the items that require heavy lifting. For these, he calls in the movers who will pack them up and ensure that they get situated in the new house. Likewise, you will have applications in your portfolio that will require greater effort to migrate. AppRx tests to determine if and how they can be repackaged or remediated to work on Windows 7, Windows 8, or a virtual platform. At last, the move is done. Steve is all settled in his new home. He has also learned from his experience and has decided to keep on top of his basement clutter. To help him with this, He has hired Susie, a ruthless housekeeper who won't allow him to accumulate junk in his basement again. Application portfolios are in need of Susie too. Keeping a lean and up-to-date portfolio will drive down ongoing operational costs, make it easier to migrate to future platforms, and improve quality of service to end users. Well, Susie isn't available for portfolio management. Luckily, AppRx is. AppRx provides ongoing portfolio monitoring. Anytime there is a new release, end of support announcement, security vulnerability, etc., AppRx will alert you to applications that are falling out of compliance and posing a risk to your organization.